It's us. Hello, chat. I need a light so that I'm much. There we go. Now I'm illuminated.
Now you're watching out ghost again.
Yeah. Hello and welcome to In Which We Live and Breathe. We are back. I think we had a break for a week, so we're gonna have to do a recap. So that's all cool. I'm your host and GM, Ash. I use she/her pronouns, and I have with me 4 neon explosion cyberpunks, who I will get to do introductions for themselves. Starting with Emily. Emily, what are your pronouns? Who are you? What do you do? Who's your character? Oh my god.
Hi, I'm Emily. My pronouns are she, her, hers. I am an artist and a filmmaker. And in this game, I'm going to be playing Owler. Owler is a big tank type butch lady, and she's a little bit grumpy, and she's pretty gay, but that hasn't really come up yet. And also, she has like sleep powers. When she gets her skin on other people's skin, she makes them go to sleep.
Awesome. And Luke.
Hello, I am Luke, coming to you from a new mystery location. In fact, it is Ash and Emily's house. I am a game designer. I use they, them pronouns. My character is Val. She looks very much like Kita's in chat, who is very good. And when she touches you with her hands and puts them on your skin, it melts away and rots and you die. I am talking about my character.
It's not as nice as my one.
I just love that we've identified that that Kita's is basically like inspiration for Aula and Val in 2 different directions.
That was very Emily and I planned this.
Yeah, it's excellent. Hey Cherry, how you doing?
I'm good, thanks. Hi, I'm Cherry. My pronouns are they, them. My speaking needs to warm up, obviously. I am playing a character called Shard. Their pronouns are also they, them. They are a little bit weird. They may have been bioengineered, but no one's really sure, or born. No one knows. They don't have memories beyond the last 2 years. They have bioengineered skin that's an iridescent shifting color with a slate gray undertone. They use a drift chair most of the time. They have 2 prosthetic legs. Didn't believe in magic until extremely recently, and now they have no choice but to believe in everything.
They've had a very shocking time recently.
Yeah,
it's been a big week for Shard.
It's been a big month, I think.
Yeah,
poor Shard. Yeah, they are a bit weird, but that's okay.
I think everyone's a bit weird.
Yeah.
Speaking of a bit weird, hi Bridget.
Hi. Hey everyone, I'm Bridget. I use she, her pronouns. I'm going to be playing as Sleepy, who also uses the same pronouns. And for you Shadowrun fans out there, she's like if NetCat were 50% more net and 50% more cat. She's really good at tech stuff. She's really good relating to other people. And that's about it. And so far, that has not come back to bite me.
Yeah, it's like all right, cool. I'm gonna like just delve really deep into this one thing, and then the GM's being nice. Oh, good. I'm sure you'll be fine.
I'm sure that a gunfight won't break out later and everything go tragically. This isn't that kind of story.
No, exactly. In fact, does anyone want to give us like a recap of where we're up to? Because we have had a break as far as establishing, because we did kind of end on, we keep doing this thing where we end on a like a bit of a cliffhanger and then like have a break for 2 weeks. Who remembers what happened last time?
It's like AMC. Sorry, carry on.
Yeah, I have no idea what that is. So
I think Luke had.
Luke, do you want to tell a story?
I may be right. Okay, I'm gonna give you the highlights that I remember, which I think includes how it ended, which is the most important thing. So spooky digital stuff happened. The shattered shell thing, the name of which I can never remember, is actually the other half of Shard? Question mark.
Oh, that's right. Okay, now I remember. Okay, good.
It comes from, and Shard comes from, Crispin Genetic Resources, which is a division of NetFox, the bad corp company that made Owler and Val. Also, I killed a giant starfish, but it was also the spirit of the building, and so the building started falling apart. So then Sleepy's awesome girlfriend, who is so good, came and helped us fix that problem. But also that meant that the radiator was really sad because he's a little fire elemental, and all the wind was blowing on him. So we hung out with a cool fire elemental, and we had a great time. And Shard learned that magic is real, and we all learned about the magic of friendship, and we decided we were going to whistle blow on NetFox.
Yeah, I think we're heading. We have to confront them. I think that's what we decided. But we ended last game on suddenly Shard can see all these weird magical creatures that they were pretending weren't really there. And so we just kind of chilled in the bar. Was how it was like this nice kind of. I remember it was like this nice. What's that word? Oh, there's a word. Never mind. Damn it.
Is it are you trying to describe a visual thing?
Yeah, like not a montage, but like.
Do you mean like a panning shot?
Kind of,
Like
but there's a specific word that's like a. Oh, it's a film word. It doesn't matter.
Dang, I probably know it, but I don't know.
Somewhere Piano Man was playing.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's
Yeah.
right. It was a nice snapshot. It's like Snapshot, but something else.
Yeah. Oh,
Vignette?
Vignette.
Vignette, that's the word.
There
Thank
we
you.
go. We got
Oh,
there
God,
in the
that was
end. So yeah, like or a tableau.
Yes.
Yeah.
Even
So
better.
I think we can just jump ahead. Like a couple of like days or weeks, because I think that like I think we can just assume that y'all have been like, you know, doing like minor investigatory work and things like that. My question is, yeah, like, do we want to just like, what's the approach as far as like trying to work out where you're going to like hit this and like where are you going to make your approach and things?
I have a radical suggestion. So you know how the cord from the printer thing went into the like the drain, like into the kind of underground bits underneath the street.
Yep.
We could like follow the cord because potentially it could lead to some kind of like back way into a facility that belongs to the corporation or something. Like it seems like a loose end that maybe we should at least know about.
That's true, because we know that Shard has been up to stuff that Shard doesn't remember.
Uh-huh.
And we're pretty sure that Shard put the printer there, right? Or at least a past version.
Yeah, or a past version, or the shadow version, or something.
Yeah.
Cool. So yeah, do we like so?
But that's just one. We could research other ways.
Yeah. So it's I think it's probably raining because it's the cyberpunk future, and I think we're out on the street and we hear the sound of like sirens going past, and I think there is probably like some kind of like magical projection on one of the buildings that is making it look like a much nicer building as an advertisement. And so like yeah, it's got this enchantment on it that makes it look all like it's got like marble pillars and you know, and like ivy growing over it and all of these sorts of things, and then occasionally the like the magic will like flicker, and the like concrete and rust underneath will like show through, and there I think there are like a couple of dudes working on it that are like dwarves in like big hard hats and like overcoats that have like set up like traffic cones around this magical projection, and there's one that's got like a pointy yellow hard hat, and he's like going through like a toolbox full of scrolls, and like we'll pull one out and we'll like incant onto the spell to try and repair it, and like at some point, you know, like magical fireworks just explode out of it, and it's like, oh no. And then at one point, like as you're coming out to investigate this cable, I think he calls out to I think Owler, and is like, you there, you look healthy, come over here, give us a hand, would you?
So are we all there, or is this outside of?
This is outside of the of the place.
Okay.
The bar.
Okay. And does it seem like they're are they having a specific problem, or is it like it's to do with the scrolls?
Yeah, they're having a problem in that like he's trying to find the right scroll or something.
Okay.
Yeah. He's like, you're good and broad. Come, give me a hand. And like he just the others. These klutzers keep dropping things.
I think if I'm out there, I'm probably like sitting on the step, like drinking coffee or something. If it's just me. So yeah, I sort of like kind of look up and frown a little bit and put my coffee cup on the stoop. And yeah, I'll like wander over, sort of put my hands in my jacket pockets and wander over.
Yeah, and it's like yes, and like he looks up at you, and he comes up to like your waist, right? Like, and he's like, good, and he like pulls out this I think from his like big metal toolbox, he pulls out like a tapestry, and he's like, here, hold it out for me. Yep, good and wide, like, you know, and like wants you to like hold it out so that you can see the whole thing.
I do that.
Yeah, and he begins incanting. And I think as he's doing so, you can see that like the whole building is just like deforming itself and like reforming itself as if it's like rebooting the illusion.
Which building? Not our building.
No, not your building. The building that they're like doing the advertisement on.
Right. Yes.
Yeah, but as he's doing so, I think you notice that you feel a bit funny.
Funny how?
I think you notice that, like, from your perspective, the rest of the street is also having this effect of like being niceified on it, and you're like, that doesn't seem like the right thing.
Okay, yeah. So I think I sort of say to one of the others who isn't the one incanting, I say, isn't it just meant to be that one building?
Yeah, and they're like, yeah, it is, and they like look and they're like, and like they're like, oh wait, and then like one of them goes over and starts like whispering in his ear and whatnot. If you want to not be under the effect of this enchantment, I'm gonna need you to roll for confidence.
Okay, all right, I could do that. For confidence. So is that gonna be?
I think that's the name of the skill, or did I change it?
Well, I don't have it. If that's the case,
then it'd be soul. Yeah, you don't have it.
Okay.
Can one of us run out and help?
Yeah, if you want to explain, like, so like, is anyone doing a magical thing that they would notice that there was this like magical problem going on?
I wonder if maybe now Shard is noticing all this stuff for the first time, that maybe Shard is like somehow like extra sensitive to anything magical. Not that they can really tell what's going on, just that they like get this feeling.
Yep.
And they just kind of like get this uncomfortable, like tingling, eerie, kind of like, you know, when you get goosebumps and people say like a goose walked over your grave or whatever. I don't
Is that
know
what it means?
colloquialism is, but like
That's the thing.
that kind of feeling, where you kind of like get like the shiver down your spine. Since Shard's spine is mechanical, for whatever reason, they get this like kind of electric shock down their spine.
I think you're like upstairs in the Clique, in the like the building that the bar is, and it's now all like most of the surfaces are like this natural wooden form, and like a lot of them have like flowers and little bits of like leaves and little like leaf buds growing out of them. But yeah, you get this tingle coming from the street, and you look out and you see, I think you see that Owler is out there holding this like tapestry out for this dwarf, and appears to be wearing Owler, if you were getting dressed up in like your most fancy formal wear, what would that look like if you like had no like
she would probably wear like tails, I reckon. She would be a like a or a tuxedo. No, tuxedo. She would be a tuxedo type.
Yeah. So yeah, like you can see that like shimmering on Owler from like on top of whatever she's normally wearing.
Okay, so Shard kind of swings the window open, just like throws it open, in almost a panic, and yells out to Owler, with their most confident voice.
Yes, excellent. Well then, yeah, you can help out.
Cool.
So you've got a D10 on that, unless Cherry wants to spend attention.
Think we'll be okay.
Yep.
We'll be okay.
All right, you've got a D10. I'm not putting any challenge value on this.
And is it?
Yeah, cool, excellent. Yeah. So I think you drop that. You realize that something's like going wrong, and you drop the tapestry and like stagger out of the like zone of the spell. And I don't think you're affected, but I think because of the like the fact that he was like concentrating and whatnot, I think the dwarf that was like the cone-hatted dwarf, I think he just kind of like mumbles something and then swears, and then realizes that he swore in the middle of an incantation, and the whole building just like, I think the street just like the asphalt just like climbs up like fingers and just pulls the building like 3 or 4 stories down into the ground. And he just starts swearing, and he's like swearing, and like one of the other ones comes over and he's like, comes over to you, Owler, and is like, not your fault. He should be able to do his job on his own. Doesn't need help from you. And like, yeah. But yeah, that like the whole street is now like, like as like people are, as like, you know, cars like car alarms are going off, and like I think there's like a there's got to be like a bunch of like kobolds like climbing up out of the like the sewers, being like, you've put a building on our house, like, and like, you know, being really upset. And so the outside is an absolute mess at this point, but you know, at least you're safe.
I sort of like kind of carefully re-roll the scroll a little bit, and then I sort of like put it in the toolbox and kind of like back away back toward like the house, sort of doing that kind of like, you know, like when you get in the way of a car, pedestrian, just sort of, you know, yeah. do that all the way back to the building, and then go inside and go to find Shard and like explain what it was that had happened, and that I was trying to help out, but they're clearly a little out of their depth or something.
It's a pun.
And I think like as you
The dwarves are out of their depth.
Yeah, and I think let me just double check the name of this.
Actually, that's a great pun on like multiple levels. That's excellent. That's a good pun.
That's my secret cap. I make what other people say into puns.
Like a 3-layered pun at least. Nice.
Yeah, so I think as you're like like heading back, I think we pan across the truck that they came in, and yeah, I think we just like ominously see an image of like a man with like curly hair and beard raising an anvil above his head as like the logo of this company, with like Hephaestus Construction as like the like brand on the truck. And then yeah, I think we cut inside. What's everyone up to?
Well, Shard's coming downstairs in their drift chair, which thankfully can hover because stairs. It's just shaking their head as they come in, just like quietly shaking their head because everything's still a bit much to grasp.
I think Val is curled up in a corner of the bar with the champagne cooler, like just on the table with the fire elemental boy still in it. And it's just like idly feeding like torn scraps of like bar coaster to the fire elemental and just like watching them burn and just like passing the time.
Sleepy is definitely asleep. Like she's
makes
at one of
sense.
the little booths, and there's like something she was like working on making, and she's got like a tool like in her hand, and she just keeps like doing like this, and it's anyone's guess as to when she's gonna like drop it and wake herself up.
Oh, that's so cute.
And yeah, I assume that Owler like Owler, what does it look like as you come in?
Yeah, I sort of, I think I like, there's just like a kind of burst of the noise from outside as I open the door, and then I like close it again, and it goes back to being sort of just muted honking from outside. And yeah, as Shard comes down, I will like, yeah, explain to them that there are some construction workers outside, and they wanted me to hold a thing because I'm big, but I don't know that they're very good at their job. They kind of messed up some of the buildings in the street, and some of the levels are under the ground now. Anyway, I think we should just stay inside for a while.
Alva,
Yeah.
should I go outside and fix it?
I think we'll just. I think we should just leave them to it. I think we've done enough weird buildings magic recently.
Okay.
There's a small knock on the door.
I kind of like sigh because I'm assuming that it's going to be one of the dwarves, and I'm hoping it's not one coming to blame me for messing up building.
I go and open the door to see who is outside.
Yeah, it's like a handful of kobolds are like, hi, excuse, it's raining, can we step in for just, and like, yeah, it's just like trying to work out how to talk to like people who live above the streets, and it's like, we very wet. Come,
Yeah,
it's
come
warm.
in, have a drink,
Yeah, and like, yeah, these 5 kobolds like trail in, And yeah, they're like looking around and they're like, "Oh, it's very nice in here. Oh, I like your decoration with the pretend leaves and the flowers, and oh, it smells like not rotten things."
Do you know what the secret is? The leaves aren't pretend.
What? That's crazy. And yeah, like, and like one of them is like, "See, I told you it was real trees." And then another one's like, "Can we stay here? Our house has been crushed."
Shard just silently hands them their replacement towel. Carries on.
Yeah, and like they hold it and they like look at it, having no idea what to do with the towel.
I just looked at Aula like someone just asked if they can stay. Like, parent, can I have a sleepover with the kobolds?
I just like kind of I just shrug at you like you do what you want. I didn't give you instructions about non-violence.
And I looked at them. I'm like, you can work the bar and stay here. That could be a thing. Or I could make you a new house down in the sewer.
They're like,
and magic.
They're like, "Well, the bar has levers. I know how to pull levers."
I kind of like turn around and sort of look at them pointedly, and I'm like, "Wait, so was your house down under the street?"
Yes, under the street where there was a good water main with lots of sewage for fishing.
Have you seen? Do you ever see like? And I'm sort of like struggling because I don't know how to explain what the like shadow shard looks like. And I'm like, have you seen anyone sort of any like mysterious figures down near where your house was, or like cables going to nowhere
without a face?
Yeah, people without faces. That's a yes.
Oh.
I feel like the structure of this shot is like Aula and then Val in the midst of all the kobolds, looking just like a bigger kobold. Because I also live in the film. These are my people.
The question I have is, are you investigating or trying to socialize? I think you're investigating. Yep. So I'm not going to put a challenge on that.
Alrighty then. Investigation. Cool. Which is mind, isn't it?
Yep.
Yes.
Nice, excellent. They're like, "Oh, the mysterious stranger with no face." So many mysterious strangers in the sewers. And yeah, it's like the one with no face. Yes, is what keeps coming down to check on cables and on machines and things under the street, and sometimes doesn't like if we are too close to their things, and so we draw on them.
Right. And I like kind of look over to Shard. I'm like, maybe do you think that you could show us where the stranger with no face keeps things? Because we might want to. Like, and I'm addressing the kobolds, but I'm like kind of like looking to Shard for like confirmation of like whether this is a thing that they would want to investigate.
So yeah, Shard kind of perks up, and in order to help convince the kobolds, because Shard kind of senses that the kobolds aren't very trusting, uses their one mystical work dice in social transformation, and kind of manages to tries to level with the kobolds, kind of on their level. Starts speaking in their kind of language. It's like really awkward though. It's like it's like clearly someone that has no idea what the fuck kobolds are and has only just seen them for the first time, but still is doing their best to.
Yeah.
Kind of
Do you want to roll
add sway to
socializing and that mystical work?
Yeah, sounds good. And socializing is in
Socializing and mystical work are both soul.
yeah, okay. Yay.
Nice, good job. So yeah, you managed to like pretty effectively like mimic them. What do you sound like? What do you say?
It's in the kobold's language, and it's really broken, and the grammar is like completely wrong, but like the right words come out just in the wrong order. And it's kind of just will make it worth your while is essentially kind of what Shard manages to get across. And they've kind of brought their drift chair like right down to their level, like right down where they are is eye level without being patronizing, not like stooping over, just like comes right down.
I think one of them just like looks up at you and is like, oh, wow, right? Like this person, this like very like big person is like come down to like and like, you know, making eye contact and speaking kobold and stuff, and just like grabs your hand and starts like trying to lead you out the door. It's like, this way, I show you.
And Shard kind of like turns around and like motions to everyone to hurry up and just like drop whatever the hell you're doing. And someone, for the love of something, wake Sleepy up.
I'll go over and like gently kind of like pat Sleepy's shoulder and be like, hey buddy, hey, we gotta go into a sewer. Like, I realize how like strange it is to explain the thing.
Carry me.
Okay, all right.
I don't want to walk in the sewer again.
I'm like a total sook when it comes to that kind of thing. So I'm just like, yeah, okay, yeah, that's fine, and just like pick her up.
Yep, excellent. So yeah,
Val, like in the doorway as we leave, like spins around and points at the other 4 kobolds and is like, "Mind the bar. $5 a pint. Don't accept any sass and attitude. Get what did we call the fire elemental? Does anyone remember? It was like Nathan or some like very
really normal. Yeah.
Barney. I don't know. Yeah, get Barney to help you if anyone gets rough." And like gives them a big thumbs up and a smile.
Can you please roll socializing, it sounds like?
Cool. I'm actually quite good at that.
Can I help?
I mean, if you're
that would be
giving
helpful. I don't have socializing at all.
Okay. I have a fair bit.
A really quick question. Does everyone have tension?
Good question. Yes, I have 3 currently.
I have 1.
Okay, me too. Just
Cool.
checking.
Yeah, I
might
didn't think we needed to
time.
roll this week, but yeah.
Yeah. I will assist you. How do I assist? I think I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna leave them my phone.
Yep.
Because it's like I'm one of those people. It's like, even though it's a cyberpunk future, I still have a Nokia. I'm like that kind of person. It doesn't have anything on it. It just makes phone calls. So I'm just gonna leave them my phone and be like, if you have a problem, call like Val's phone or whatever.
Yep.
So I will pay attention, and I will give you my dice. So I have 3 dice, 3d10 in socializing.
No challenge value, Ash.
Nope, no challenge value for this one.
Boom.
Nice, excellent. Okay, they clearly like take your words to heart and like, you know, like don't clearly misinterpret what you're saying.
Yeah. And so in fact, let me add a touch. Like the last thing Val says is like, gives them a thumbs up and is like, "I believe in you," in the most like heartfelt way possible, and then just like spins around and like puts her hands in her like fancy suit pockets and like saunters off to go play in the sewers.
It's the Kobold after school special.
Yeah, if you'd failed that, I was going to at some point like just ring you up and have the kobolds just be like, the beer is on fire. Okay, so yeah, they lead you out to like a like maintenance like hatch cover. It's probably not one that leads directly into the sewers. It's probably one for like access to cables and things. But that means that it's got like a dry walkway and things like that. And so yeah, they lead you out. It's raining. They don't care. I think one of them is. I think one of them has like. Oh, I know, because you just got the one coming with you. Yeah, that's right. So I think he's got the towel just over his head, like a shawl to keep him dry. And yeah, Shard, he leads you out to this manhole and like grabs a hold of it and we hear the like of the manhole being like moved aside, and then like immediately starts like tapping on the on the like the bit of like the cover to like try and put out the like small fires erupting from the like protection runes that are like inscribed into it. And yeah, and then is like, okay, down we go, and just jumps into the hole.
Can I ask how big the manhole is?
It's probably about 1 meter in diameter.
Is it gonna work for Drift Chair?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think it's
Okay.
time
Question.
for Shard to see how far they can get on their prosthetic legs. For
Well, yeah, if you want to. Otherwise, you could ask, like Val, for example, if Val has the right magical categories. You could ask Val to like help, like either make the manhole like wider or like make you able to fit through. Or
oh my god, could I make people smaller? Give me a moment. I just need to consult.
What? If you don't have to make the people smaller, I feel like you have to just make the street less so. Like, you can break things, you could just break a bigger hole.
It's probably the simplest way. That's true.
yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have a little bit more elegance about it than perhaps in the past. Because I think like this is a new trick that we haven't seen Val do before. That maybe she learned from working with, what is the name of your girlfriend, from Angela. And so yeah, she just like kneels down and just like puts her hands on the asphalt and is just gonna like make the hole just like grow a little.
I mean, unless Cherry, you the player, are more interested in seeing how you go on your cyber legs.
It's a good
I
way
think
to
we should at least try to get where we're going first.
Cool. Yeah, if you're, because like it's a good way to get tension, but also like you want to make sure that your fictional position isn't too rough.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna sway Earth or transfer or grow Earth. I have all of the verbs now, so
yeah. If you have all the verbs, then that's fine.
I'm gonna do stuff to the Earth and make the hole bigger, so that Shard, my good friend Shard, can fit.
Sounds good.
Thanks, pal. Now I believe in this stuff. It's serving me very well.
Yep. All right, cool. I'm not going to use any bonus dice. Ash, is there a challenge value?
No, because it's a road.
I'm so good at magic today.
Nice, very good.
It's like, it's totally, the aesthetic of it is 110% Full Metal Alchemist. It's like the like little like pops of like alchemy lightning and like everything like reshifts itself. Yeah. Love me some Full Metal Alchemist.
I'm so tempted to have like the like kobold be like accidentally merged into the side, being like Onisa, but no. So yeah, like you open it up and the kobold's like, holy shit, and like and like looks up and is like and like moves out of the way so they're not in the rain again. But yeah, down underneath you can see there's like just like hundreds of cables just in like big chunks, all like knitted together and like weaved all through the thing. It doesn't look like when we lay cables in our world, because we like put them through individually. We don't just enchant them to find their way to go where they're supposed to go. And so these are just like spaghetti, like plant roots carrying data between things. Yeah, and so this whole thing is like mostly like filled with cables, and then has like space for like a walkway alongside it. I think it probably has like a metal like what's the word I'm looking for? Like lattice like walkway that makes it like a flat place in the round tunnel. And yeah, you can see it going in off in like different directions, and at the like intersections where it meets with like directions down or in other things, there's like always like big junction boxes with lights and all these sorts of things on them. And so yeah, he leads you like down to like through this maze of cables and things. And I think at some point, yeah, he like he's like, don't touch. He's like, here, this one, put here by your friend. Doesn't like us touch his things. The rune maybe is friend of mine put magic rune on the box. And yeah, you can see you recognize one of the cables going into this like it's like looks like a fuse box, but with like a whole bunch of things like bolted onto the outside that are like connectors. And yeah, it's got like the cable coming in from like near your house. It's got like a couple of things on them with like, one of them has like a little like meter which currently is showing like 75% on the like needle. One of them has got a little like light that is like blinking occasionally. But yeah, and then it has obviously like a big a rune that looks like drawn on it in like Sharpie. A rune that looks like I think it's like something like that.
Picture.
But like in like horrible kobold scratchings. And it's
Can
like,
I be really, really childish for a second? It
Yeah.
looks like a fart.
It does.
So like
It really does.
I look at that and I see an atomic mushroom cloud, and I'm like, oh,
I'm
no.
sorry, I'm with Cherry on this one.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah. I think someone like accidentally brushes up against it, and the front of the box turns into a butt and farts on you.
Oh my god! That is very kobold. That is very kobold.
That's
Yeah.
100% what happens.
Wow. I hate this.
And then like the kobold like cackles and like rolls on the floor, clutching their belly, laughing so hard at the fact that someone has like been like tripped up by their fart rune.
Shard just shakes his head and is like, well, them runes sure are illustrative.
Yep.
Yeah, and he like pulls out. He pulls out. I think, yeah, he pulls out like a like a calligraphy, one of those like big calligraphy brushes that you use for like that like a kobold would use for like drawing calligraphy on the ground, but for most people it would be just like, you know, a chunky calligraphy brush. And it just has the word Sharpie written on it in big letters. But yeah, this is where apparently the scanner shade was like coming and checking.
Okay. So is it? Sorry, can you just remind me again so I have a visual? Is it like an enclosed?
Yeah,
room with
box.
all of this sort of stuff.
You're in a like a maintenance area, so like lots of cables coming in and going out. There are multiples of these boxes. Some of them are in like fenced off areas. This one is just like attached to the wall with like I think it's just like got cable ties tying it onto some onto some cables. But yeah, this room is probably like 30 by 40 feet. It's like you're underground, so I think it's only probably got like 7 feet of headroom. As far as like, so Owly, you're probably having to stoop a little. And yeah, the floor is metal mesh. There are like multiple ladders going down to lower areas. As like you go further down into the sewers and all those sorts of things. And yeah, this one is I think it's locked with like a traditional oldie padlock. But yeah, this is a maintenance room.
Shah just very simply asks Val if they want to do the honors.
Yeah, right? And Val just like takes a glove off and just like touches the padlock. Do I have to roll?
No.
No. And yeah, just like
away.
Yeah, just like touches it with one finger and like watches it rust and then pulls the finger away so there's just like a rusted version. And then just like leans in and blows on it and it just like whoosh.
Yep.
And like ta-da!
Yeah. Inside is a like a CRT display that has like a green terminal which is just like reading text out constantly at like a faster speed than you could really read normally if you were just looking at it with your eyes. And then I think also it has like a little receipt printer that occasionally just prints out a couple of lines. And so like it like prints out like Wi-Fi access by such and such enters building, such and such leaves building, right? Like, and like the most recent and the most recent two are oh wait, I need my list. Sorry, I just need to find a note. So the most recent two are Gully drops glass, and then Tiz puts glass back. Tiz reassembles glass with masking tape.
It's the kobolds. It's the kobolds we left in the bar. Well, I mean, actually, we can ask. You can ask the kobold here if those are.
Those are the names of some of the kobolds. Yes. Yeah, he's like, yeah. And then he says, "'Tis very good at fixing things. Very good with masking tape and silver tape and cable ties and baling twine and fencing wire."
I just like kind of look at Shard like, and sort of gesture to the like feed, and kind of like, so why do you reckon this is a thing?
I have a quick question. Is there any kind of interface to the CRT, or is it just a display?
It doesn't have like a keyboard or anything. I think this has like one of the things on the side of the box is an Ethernet array. So like, there's the cable going in that is from your thing, and then I think there's like multiple cables going out in different directions. And then you could plug any number of like interface cables into that as well. So presumably, if you were going to actually like terminal it, you'd chuck an interface cable in with like your own keyboard or like your own, however you were going to do that.
Okay, so Shard is like, one second, reaches around, pulls out their diarat, places it in their lap, and it kind of like nuzzles in and just kind of squeaks a little as it nuzzles in. I mean, it's a bit bigger than that, it's like this, but pulls out the keyboard, pulls out a cable, like fishes around a whole bunch, pulls out a cable, passes it over, because Shard's behind everyone a little bit, and just like passes it along. Yeah, so I guess Shard is gonna see if they can read what is going on here.
Yeah, sounds good. Also, this kobold's name is Corbo.
Colbo, did you say?
Corbo, Corbo.
Colbo.
Like the bird?
Is that a bird? I don't know if that's a bird.
Corvo?
Oh, like Corvo, but with a B. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, you plug in and you're gonna try and. So what do you want to do with this data?
I would like to slow it down so that we can kind of get a feel for exactly what's going on. And then read what that is.
Yeah, definitely. So that sounds like digital work. Sounds like read and sensors. No, read capacitors.
I have them all now, so
yeah. Everyone should have them all at this point. That's the thing that like I'm gonna have to like, because this is a game that I'm working on and improving. I'm gonna like chat to you all about like some of the changes to the systems. But we'll talk about that after the game. But yes, go ahead and roll digital work.
Got any challenge?
Yes, because we've established that that is a thing with a challenge value. And I'm pretty sure it was 3. So I'll. $13.
Hey.
Nicely done. Excellent. So yeah, it's picking up sensor data from different things around, like, cause like the taps in the bar, like the fridge, like everything's got sensors in it, and it's just telling it as much sensor. Like you cut out all of the stuff that is trying to like work out what individual sensor information means. And you're like, okay, cool. It's picking up like audio data or from the stereo has a thing for like adjusting the volume of like music that you play by listening to the sound in the room. So it's picking up on that. And that's how it worked out that that's the sound of glass breaking, right? Like it's all of the sensors from within the house. And then that are just like piping through this thing.
Okay, first things first, I think we need to shut this thing down.
Yeah.
I don't know if we want to do that digitally or just to be sure, just destroy it.
My recommendation would actually be to do it digitally, because if so I think like Aula says, if this is being watched or monitored by someone other than your shadow self, Shard, it might be easier if they don't immediately know that it's broken if they come in here.
Right. Okay. So maybe I should go ahead and give it a good bunch of alternate data.
Yeah, you can do that.
That sounds smart.
So that's you have all of the actions, so that's fine.
Do you want to challenge or?
Yeah, it'll be the same, so I'll roll it again.
Okay. Oh.
Yep, 13. Cool. So I think
Wait, I did 131. That was a typo. Let me do
okay,
that again.
you can do it again. That's fine.
Make sure you only have digital work checked and not digital work.
Oh, you've got
and
mystical work checked as well at the moment.
Oh, I do. Sorry. Thanks. I always forget to reset that.
Yeah, it's a pain. Nice, excellent.
Nice.
So yeah, you just you fill it with whatever kind of like trash data you want to have in there. I think you also noticed that you didn't need to log in.
Well,
Like there was like it was just like, hello, you person that I know, welcome.
Shard tells everyone and is like, I'm not really surprised, but I kind of felt like this was coming. But this is a thing. Let's find out what the fuck this is.
Yeah.
And Shard suggests that now we're feeding it false data, that maybe we need to track the actual cable and see where that leads.
So there are several cables coming out of it. So that those are like, and they go in different directions.
Oh.
So you would
Are they
probably
different? Are they different kinds of cables, or?
Yeah. Yep. Did we did the read before, didn't we? Yeah. So your read before was probably enough to know that one of them is like the digital observation, which is like all of the stuff that was like examining Wi-Fi traffic. So like when you the thing that was like taking photos, there's a cable for that information. There's a cable for biometric and like information related to like bodies and physical things. And then there's one other cable that is related to that is picking up, and that's the cable connected to the 75% pin, and that appears to be connected to etheric activity. So like those three go in different directions.
Shard is asking the group kind of what we think we should do. Should we split up? Should we choose one to follow today, or what do we think, friends?
I think we should stay together.
We're looking for the other shard, right?
I don't know if we're looking for them or if we're trying to find out why and where, because we know. I feel like the other shard isn't an enemy. The other shard helped this shard out.
Yeah. Hard to tell, but yeah, I think it's more a case of tracing this back further and seeing if we can trace it as far as the Megacorp.
Yeah, Ash, looking at like the two main directions the cables go in. Box. And like for a moment making the assumption that these cables run relatively straight, because trees tend to grow straight roots. And so I'm gonna choose to assume that that's how magic works also. Is one of them leading more obviously close to where like Aula and I were raised, and like where we know like NetFox's like public, like big dumb corporate skyscraper is?
Yes, the smallest cable, the one with the like the clear wrapping, and it has probably like lights down it showing like the like show the level of data going through. That's the one that's connected to the pin meter.
I pointed at it and I'm like, that one looks like it goes to Netfox.
How do you know?
Because Netfox is that way. And I just point in the same direction the wire is going.
I think that's a good point for
I'm like shrug. I
want to take a break on because Netfox is that way, right? Like, I think that's a good place to take our first break. So, all right, we'll be back in a minute. That's too cute. All right, back soon, chat.